Happiness, an abstract feeling, radiating glow that illuminates our souls, adding colors of joy to our world. It's the laughter that echoes in the beauty of life in small moments, dancing through the tales of existence.
According to the World Happiness Report, the Finnish people are the happiest people for the 7th year in a row. Yay! Congratulations to us! The history of Finland is defined by its geographical location, and that is its location between Sweden and Russia, which has meant an unsafe political situation, which means war, poverty and famine. All in all, Finland was considered a very poor country, even into the 1950s. I don't know exactly how they do these rankings, but I think they just coldly look at the statistics. But I think it's an interesting question to ask, that can a land with such a bloody history become the happiest land on earth?
We can think about happiness in many ways. It's mostly a feeling that makes you feel alive and living. A feeling of safety, financial security, social support, a feeling that you feel when spending quality time with your family, close people, friends. It's a timeless companion guiding us through our changing journeys of life. A feeling that is abstractive. But do we all have the same definition of happiness?
How would you describe and define happiness?
Oh, that's so philosophical. It's, well, of course it's individual for different people.
It's like this word is so essential that when I try to find words to describe this, I need the word happiness itself.
Happiness is when everything feels better.
It's something really normal, small things.
Small things, I mean, like a day of sunshine and just being out in the nature.
Is to be satisfied what you have at the moment.
It's a long-term state of mind that comes out as a result of various factors, out of your personal beliefs.
It's not about always feeling happy or having good feelings. Let's face it, life is sometimes very hard. And at the same time, life can be hard and we can feel happiness.
It's the absence of stress and anxiety, and the subtle constant worrying that you sometimes get. For the other part, it's the thing that actually causes the happiness. That could be
That you have a good day, that you have a good meeting, doing something nice together with someone that you love or someone that you are a really good friend with.
Being surrounded with people I enjoy hanging around with.
there needs to be other people to share it with, friends, family members, colleagues even.
Is being pleased with your own life and finding meaning to things you do every day.
And this is stuck in people's collective memory. They know how to appreciate democracy, but they also know how to appreciate the small things in life, even when it's storming outside.
These small things are the happiness.
I would say I'm happy. Of course, Finland doesn't create oh yeah, we're gonna be so happy it's not filled with amusement parks everywhere or something like this.
You have to remember that we have not been saying that we are the happiest in the world. There are the other people from other countries who have been making this kind of inquiries about the happiness, and according to the standards they have, we are the happiest in the world. And
of course, I can go to the bar with friends and experience happiness. Go to an amusement park, that's also happiness, but more like...
Long-term happiness is much, much harder and more complicated, and there are more factors going into it, I believe.
It's, well, I said it was two things, the absence of worrying and the actual fulfillment. So Finland is really good at taking away the worry.
You look at the ranking, at least I noticed that the Nordic countries rank very high. And I would automatically connect it to the welfare state. A state that can provide healthcare and schools and so on. And to that I would maybe look at the past events over the years, see that security in Sweden has worsened a little bit over the past years, and when you look at Denmark and perhaps Norway also, the welfare isn't spread as much as in Finland. People in Finland, they live quite long, which probably is a measurement of that people are feeling healthy.
Measuring it on those things, on the services, on all the privileges people have in Finland and how they are helped to just go about everyday life. And I think if this is what people are looking for in a country, like stability.
Real life, meaning that I have a healthy family, I have a good bunch of friends around me.
Safety and just being supported and having like a sense of security that you're not going to be left in the street.
Homeless, or I lose all my job, or my capability of working, then Finland has a security net that would keep me floating. Not good, it's not a luxurious life with these.
I think that's what makes people happy in a way, but then, like obviously it is a good place to live in, but then again, people have a lot of mental health issues, and that's not a secret, and it's very talked about in Finland, so it's like, yeah.
To feel secure, you also have to have the inner feeling of peace. Yes, the surrounding and your mental state has to be peaceful. I think those are important. Yeah.
What about equality and the feeling of equality?
That's what they're measuring, happiness. I think the fact that Finland is the happiest country in the world, it's because they are measuring it on those things.
On prosperity, health, society, environment, and good governance.
Like the baseline that you need for, I guess, like at least some kind of quality in life.
And these 5 segments represent the 5 domains behind the measurement of the quality of life.
When you have them, you don't think about them, but when there's a lack of them, then you really can't feel happy.
And maybe people tend to confuse these two things, like happiness and quality of life, because happiness is a thing that you can't measure.
Exactly. So because it's a very individual experience.
And that's maybe why it's mostly about the quality of life that people tend to confuse.
Yeah, I agree.
We sometimes think it's maybe a little bit bizarre. I mean, when you look at Finland in general, this country is not known for its beautiful weather. And the history of Finland isn't perhaps the happiest of stories. hard to tell how every individual felt. Perhaps maybe it's like a rise from the ashes story. I think that many Finnish people have experienced the very big struggle, but they have also managed to create a welfare state and a stable democracy. I can't say that there is one big turning point. A long process from rising from the ashes and slowly building up a welfare state with good education, with good health care. And it has gradually happened over the years from the 1950s, 60s, 70s.
I think Finnish people are also changing, so we are very urban actually at the moment. So
Till we come to the point today where it's a relatively safe land to live in.
It's not only about you to be happy, you also have to have a surrounding that gives you security or the feeling of being secure.
I mean, there are so many factors, I think. There's many things. A lot of people here are somewhat happy and they have their basic needs covered.
I'm talking about food. I'm talking once again about security, the possibility to live in peace.
And if you have a society where most people have their basic needs covered, I think, yeah, that embraces happiness for sure, like at least the general level. I like the culture. I like that people here respect each other. You know, you don't really get approached by a stranger. Like never. That just doesn't happen here. And people treat each other. You can see that, like, if you let someone, you know, just like, or you open the door for someone, you can see like they always smile. And I don't know, like these little things, I can see it everywhere.
we can argue and have different kind of opinions, but there are certain things where we agree. It's one of the very good examples about what kind of people Finnish people are.
The trust is in the Finnish society in general. You have a trust in the society towards the school. And when you have this trust, I think the teachers will do a better job. When you start to mistrust someone, then it goes down.
We can trust our neighbors, but if somebody betrays us and is kind of misusing that trust, then it's total opposite attitude.
For many years, Finland had a really, really good education system. If you take the PISA results, we have the same education system still, but our PISA results has gone down.
Well, the education system is very nice. People are very respectful, again, teachers and students, you know, everyone pays attention. It's usually like in every event there's like a safety person. It just makes everything more safe.
For me, the happiness is being in a place like this. Have silence, have peace, have a lot of time for your own thoughts. I'm coming from the northern part of Finland, from the countryside, and when I was a kid, it was possible during the night time to wake up in the middle of the night and you can't hear anything, only the silence, the total silence. Especially during the winter time, even if you open the eyes, it's a total darkness as well. For me that was a special place to live to spend your childhood actually?
Quite a good nature. We have fresh air. We are motivated to try to keep our surrounding and the nature in good shape. Well, there are times that we don't succeed, but there is some kind of good intentions.
What is the economical situation of Finland?
It's challenging. There's several things that have been a challenge in Finland right now. We have a low birth rate, an aging population, which means that the income for the government has been not that good really right now, but it's part of a bigger change in Finland.
Well, there are many reasons why it is a good idea to move to Finland.
It can be because of its rich history and the progress that Finland has made over time. The culture is unique, with a society that is respectful to each other and with a nature full of beauty. Finland has a good safety and good welfare. Although, despite some economic struggles, Finland is covering all the factors that are important for a good quality of life, which makes it a good place to be.
Are we gonna keep our place in the top in the future? How will that affect our happiness? Time will tell. If I'm pessimistic, I can totally see that we would rank a bit lower. Depending on like the political situation and so-called cuttings in financial aid, which has been discussed a lot in Finland, that it will happen. We struggle a bit with our economy and perhaps we can't maintain this welfare that we have achieved.
That plays a huge role because if your personal economy is threatened, then you're always worrying. It limits you, of course, and you always have that in the back of your mind.
And in long term, cutting in financial aid guess would mean cutting in people's happiness.
People are nowadays like thinking that if it's like for many years so high in the ranking, then people might like take it for granted that forever, but that's not how it goes.
That's life as well. It would be weird if you would be like number one all the time, because life is changing, the political situation is changing. Hopefully we carry on in our collective memory that despite struggles, one can always achieve for equality and a better life while you're on the journey. Enjoy life.
I've always thought that happiness comes from where you are or what you do. So I've always tried to just travel and go away and do stuff. And I thought that would lead me to happiness. Which it does and it doesn't at the same time. When I came here, I talked to a professor, a workshop master. We were talking about happiness, and what he said is that happiness doesn't come from where you are or what you do. He said that happiness comes from who you are. So he said that if you are a happy person, then you're gonna be happy everywhere. And if you're a sad person, then you're gonna be sad anywhere. So you have to look for happiness in yourself and just be happy regardless of where you are.
In the end, we realized the plan of happiness was never really about the history, the changes, the economic situation, our job, education, our degree, or living our dream life. It was never about our background. Happiness was never really about the ranking or the statistics. It was never about following in the footsteps of all of those who came before us.
It was never about being like others.
Happiness is individual. For someone, it's the place that defines it. For someone else, it's the nature, the people in life, the joy of doing something meaningful, the small things, the freedom or the possibilities. Whatever makes people feel happy. There is no right definition for happiness. Happiness was always about discovery, the hope, the listening to our heart and following it wherever it chose to go. Happiness was always about being kinder to ourselves. It's about learning how to live with yourself and that our happiness is never in the hands of others. True happiness comes from within, and it's not only about being happy, it's a state of mind, a journey that changes. Happiness is and always will be about being in the present and finding joy in every moment. It is always about each one of us. You can't measure our happiness. No plan, just a print in each one of our lives. So, never take happiness for granted.
The day before that, it was snowing.
Otherwise, I think I'm going to give you a short answer.
Recording. So.
I agree.
Okay, this is not like an interview, this is maybe a conversation.
Yeah, it's probably better. It's really odd to look down and then.
What a lovely weather. I actually like the spring here. It's really nice. Now I understand why the Finns are so happy. All the snow. Yeah. Oh, maybe I should take some sunscreen.